Handweaving is a traditional skill passed down for generations in Donegal from father to son. Peter Maguire is one of several around the village of Ardra, but theirs is a craft that has had more than its share of ups and downs. Power weaving saw the demise of many traditional cottage weavers around the country who for years worked for the big sellers of Tweed, a very popular fabric in the first half of this century. But times change. War times were boom times for the sturdy woolen cloth, recessions hit hard, and big tweed shops like the Dublin Woollen Mills had to diversify as new fabrics appeared. Now tweed sales at the Dublin Mill are very low, most of it coming from Donegal, where the industry is going through tough times. McNutts and Downings has closed, but new owners will hopefully put it on the road to profit again. Connemara Fabrics in Kilcar has also shut down, and the effects on a place with such a tradition of weaving are shattering.
The whole activity and the economics and the cultural and social life of the community are all involved with this industry. The people who are there are the people who participate in all the activities in the parish. What I see now, unless something comes in to fill the gap left by the absence of this industry, unless something comes very, very quickly, you're going to have immigration, which was here in the 50s and the early 60s.
The liquidator appointed to Connemara Fabrics hopes to sell it as a going concern, but the very fact that it closed down calls into question the viability of the tweed industry in the latter end of the 20th century. Constantly changing fashion trends have marginalised tweed, with designers and consumers going for more cotton and synthetic fabrics. But the crucial changes for the industry came just over 20 years ago with the Anglo-Irish Trade Agreement, entry into the EC and the resulting loss of protection.
We had lived behind this protection for years, and virtually all of the clothing manufacturers in Ireland had to buy their fabrics from the mills in Ireland. So it worked very nicely and they did quite well. But suddenly those clothing manufacturers could buy their fabrics from anywhere in the world. And you don't buy local fabrics in your own country. You try and bring in fabrics to get something different. So suddenly our mills were forced to get out into the world and sell their products abroad. And it's a measure of how good they are at it that over 80% of what they produce today is sold abroad.
McGee's in Donegal town are now the biggest tweed cloth and clothing producers in the country, and they're well used to the cycles of the industry.
In 1922 there wasn't a single yard of Donegal tweed sold, and there's been an awful lot of it made and sold since then. So what we're going through today is certainly a tough time, but we have to look at it positively. We have to interpret the fashion demands in both men's and ladies' markets and translate those into the type of fabrics that we can make efficiently in these specialist mills.
Changing fashion trends have impacted heavily on the tweed industry. McGee's response has been to retain the traditional pepper and salt or herringbone look of Donegal tweed, but to interpret it in more fashionable ways.
We're developing lighter, more cloths with a softer handle, which are more comfortable to wear, and we're making a very conscious effort to break away from the rustic tweedy image which tweeds are normally associated with, and interpreting a much more fashionable, stylish image into that.
The possibility of oil shortages caused by the Gulf conflict and the very cold winter spell misery for some, but could be a blessing for the tweed industry as people opt for warmer clothing. So can the industry survive?
I don't think it'll ever die. It will get so small that it's very weak. But you can guarantee that if we stopped producing tweed, there would be a fierce outcry about what happened to Irish tweed. So as far as we're concerned, we'll do everything we can to work with the Irish weaving industry to help it to survive, and I think there's no doubt it will.